Good evening, everyone. Welcome
Good
to the
evening,
live
sir.
session. Yes, welcome to the live
Good
session
evening.
too. Yes, good evening. Welcome to this live session on C programming. In today's session, we are going to study operators. We are going to practice some programs on operators. You have already seen my videos on the earlier topics. And today we are going to see unit number 3, that is data manipulation. And we'll also solve an assignment. So to begin with, we will start with logical operators. So,
Hello, Joy. There
yes,
was one question that can you first please clear that void question of man, because yesterday my void function was not working properly.
okay, so in your C
I was
language, yes, I'll explain it. Okay, I'll take your doubts at the end. For now, let me begin with the session because otherwise we may have less time. So, see, first in the logical operators, we have logical AND operation, then we have logical OR, and we can have logical NOT operation. So, in logical operation, can you tell me whether you are aware of the logic gates?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
yes.
Yes, okay, very good. So in logic gates, similar operations we can perform if A is true and B is true. If A is true or B is true, then only if A is true and B is true, then the final output will be true. If A is true or B is true, if any one is true or both are true, then it is logical OR. Any one should be true. And logical NOT means you have to consider a single data or a single operand, and when you negate it or you apply the logical NOT operator, true will become false and false will become true. So this is the truth table for logical AND. Suppose P and Q are two variables which have the values true and true. Only then the output is true. If any one is false, then the output is false. Even if both are false, output is false in logical AND operation. So the syntax how you'll write it in your program is expression 1. Okay, it is not necessary you need to write any specific value. You can give an expression also. Apply the logical AND operation and then expression 2. So for example, consider this expression. Okay, this is an expression. This is not a single value. 5 greater than 4 is an expression. So 5 greater than 4 is true in this case. And 6 is less than 9. This is also true. So at the left and at the right of your logical AND, there are two values, okay, which are expressions. The expressions, when you solve them, they will give you a single value. When you solve 5 greater than 4, it will give you the value true. True is a single value represented by 1. When you solve 6 less than 9, which is an expression, you'll get a single value that is true, that is 1. So true and true is true. Now, for the compiler or for your program to run faster, it will not execute both the expressions always. Okay, why we'll see in the next case. Since expression 1 is true, it will also go to check whether expression 2 is also true or not. Suppose expression 1 was false, then any one value is false, output is always false. Okay, so if the left side is false, then it will not check for the right side operand. It will only check left side. If it comes false, the final output is false. But suppose this is true, then it will check for the second operand also, if it is also true or not. If it is also true, then final output is true. But if this is false, the final output is false. We'll see the cases now. See, first one is true, but it will check the second one also, whether it is false or true. Since this is false, final output is false. See the next case. First expression is false. So it will not check for the second expression. Directly the total output will be false. Okay, if first one is false, it will not check for the second expression. So this is a case where If the first expression is false, only that will be evaluated. Second expression will not be checked. Another example, first is false. So it does not care whether the second one is true or not. Even if second one is true, total output is false. Even if second one is false, the total output is false. So it depends only whether the first expression is true or false. Have you understood this?
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So that was and. Yeah. Now logical or operation. And if you are getting any doubt, you can put it in the chat box. Okay. In the end, I'll solve all those doubts. And now we will see logical OR. Suppose P and Q are two expressions, and when you solve those expressions, you are getting true and true. In that case, the output is true. If any one is true, again output is true. But if both are false, output is false. Syntax is same, expression 1, expression 2, but in between you have to apply these two vertical lines. They are known as pipe. When you give a single vertical line, it is called pipe. And when you give twice, it becomes logical OR. For example, here also all the cases, all the expressions will not be checked. Suppose 5 is greater than 4, it is true. So it will not check the second operation. Why? Because any one should be true. You have already got one value as true, so we will not check the second value. So since 5 is greater than 4 is true, directly it will give the output true. In case 2, 5 is greater than 4 is true. So even if this is true or false, it does not matter. First one is true, so final output is true. Next case, 5 is less than 4. This is false. So it is trying to check the second expression also. Suppose it is true, then final output is true. If it is false, then both are false, so final output will be false. So here first is false, so it will check the second one. Luckily this is true, so final output is true. Next case, first is false, so it will check the second operation also, second execution, second expression. Since this is also false, final output is false. So if first expression is true, final output is true directly. Have you understood this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we'll see some programs based on this. See here, this is example set 2. Set 1 is similar to your assignment, so we'll solve it that time. First example, in a variable x, which is initialized to this value, okay? See carefully, x is initialized to this whole value. So first is an expression, and second is a printf statement. Now actually printf is a function call. So if you are aware of functions, you may understand, but even if it's you're not aware, it's okay. This is a function call, and since we are passing some parameter, okay, so this statement is this evaluates, or it is represented as a non-zero value. Now if I'm saying non-zero value means, let me write over here. See, whenever I say 1, it is equal to true. Whenever I say 0, this is equal to false. Suppose I say the value 20, it is a non-zero value, so it is considered as true. Suppose I say minus 34, it is also non-zero, it is not false, it is true. Okay, so any except 0, everything is true. If it is 0, only then it is false. So this function call, it evaluates or represents a value true, okay, and this 12 greater than 13 is false. So this printf is not an expression, it is directly a value you have to consider. Inside the internally, when your program is getting executed, instead of printf, the value 1, that is true, is considered. Okay, so you have to only evaluate one expression as per the requirement. So this is an expression which needs to be evaluated. 12 greater than 13, it is false, and this is logical AND. So since this is false, I know that my final output is false for this whole thing. So it will not check for this printf statement whether it is true or false. So what will happen? It will check only first expression. Since it is false, x, the value in x will be false. So this printf statement will give me the value of x as 0, that is false. And I'm using %d, so false is nothing but 0. And since I've told you that this is false, so I'm not checking this printf. Okay, so in example 1, your output will be printf statement, this one, that is x is equal to 0. Let us execute this and test. See example set 2. This example 1 is displayed over here. And this x is equal to, this is displayed over here. So as you can see, x is equal to 0. Now see in the next example, example 2, int y, 12 less than 13 and printf. So what will be the value of printf here? Will it be 1 or 0? Can you tell me?
1.
Yes, very good.
1.
Yeah, it will be 1. Yes, it is 1. And we have logical AND. Now 12 less than 13 is true. So I should check the other expression also. This expression printf, the compiler doesn't know for now it is printf or what it is. So it may be either true or it may be false. So in logical AND, if first one is true, you have to check for the second one. If the second one is false, final output is false. If the second one is true, then both will become true. So final output is true. So first it will check this. This is true. 12 is less than 13. You get the value 1. So it will check the second one. This is also non-zero. So this is also true. So true and true value is true. And in this case, what is happening? Printf, which is the second expression, is getting checked or getting evaluated. So what will happen when the compiler reaches line number 40? First, it will check 12 less than 13, true. Then it will check this printf statement. So whenever you write printf in your program, whatever is given as a parameter to printf, whatever is written inside this printf will get displayed at the output. Since this printf is checked, this whatever is within the printf will get displayed at the output. So first what will happen, you will get to see this as your output. This is session 6. And then the value of this whole thing will get stored in y, and then you'll get the value of y. I repeat, since this is true, you will check the second expression. When you check the second expression, you will have to execute it. Since you have to execute it, you'll get the output. This is session 6. Then the total value is what? True. That value will get stored in y, and then the next line, y is equal to 1. So let us run it. See example 2. See what is the first thing that is happening? The printf, that is, it is getting evaluated. This is session 6. Then the value true is getting stored in y. And so on line number 41, you're getting y is equal to 1. Have you understood these two examples?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Example 3. Now we are using logical OR in between. Now printf is again there, and you have 12 not equal to 10. This is true. But in logical OR, if any one is true, final output is true. So I don't have to check the second expression. So will this statement education is a common right? Will it be displayed at the output or not? What do you think?
No.
No, it won't.
No.
It should not. It should not get printed.
Yes, because first expression is true. So final output is true. I don't have to check any other expression. There may be multiple expressions. Okay. Here I'm using expression 1 or expression 2. There can be expression 1 or expression 2 or expression 3 or expression 4. That many you can have. But in any one, if you get true, the next whatever follows that you have to not check. Okay. Similarly for logical AND. How many ever expressions are there? All have to be checked. Okay. As soon as you get false, you have to stop in logical AND. But as soon as you get true, you have to stop in logical OR. This is the difference. Okay. So now 12 not equal to 10 is true. So this will not get executed, printf. And see here, till now what I was doing, in the variable x, I was storing the total value. But here what I'm doing, I'm printing directly using %d. What I'm printing, this whole thing. Means whatever I was storing in the variable, and then I was printing the value of the variable. But here, that whole expression, okay, this whole expression, I'm writing it as in the printf directly. Okay, and that value, this whole thing, what I'm highlighting, will evaluate or represent a single value which is of integer, either 1 or 0, and that is getting printed using %d. So here, this is 12 not equal to 10, that is true. So example 3, value is 1. Okay. Now example 4, same thing, but here I'm using equality. 12 is equal to 10, false. So I should check the second expression. So in this case, printf will get executed. So all that glitters is not gold will get displayed, and then this total value, okay, that will get displayed. Now here 12 is equal to 10 is false. So this will get executed, and then this is true. Printf is true. So total value of my expression is true. Okay, so by %d, I'll get the value 1. So let us see whether example set 4, example 4 is 1. So see first the printf and then the value of the total expression. Now example 5, this is logical not 12. Now if I say not 0, not 0 is equal to 1. If I say not 1, it is equal to 0. If I say not 12, this is similar to say 12 is it true or false? Can you tell me the value 12? Is it true or false?
True.
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 Yes,
True.
yes, it is true. Yeah. So this is nothing but you can say it as not true. Or if you want to write in terms of integer, you can say not 1, and not 1 is 0. Okay, so not non-zero value is nothing but 0. Okay, if I say not minus 12, this is also non-zero value, means non-zero means true. So it is nothing but like saying not 1. Not 1 means 0. Similarly, if I say not 0, it is like not 0 value, means it is 1. So if I say here not 12, means this is not true, means it is false, that is 0. So first expression is false. I will check the second expression in logical OR. Second expression is true. So total value is true. So example 5 should be true. And since I have checked this, first you'll get good evening and then the total value of that whole thing. Then example 6, see here, you have and also, you have or also. So in such cases where you have the operators like different logical operators, okay, you have to check your precedence table. Here I'm introducing a new concept of precedence. Now when do you use precedence? See here, when you have operators like multiplication and addition in the same expression. For example, if I write here 12 plus 3 into 4. Now in mathematics, we know that multiplication should be performed first. So 3 into 4 is 12. And then I can perform 12 plus 12 equal to 24. But the compiler, how will it identify what has to be done first and what has to be done second? So suppose this is an expression. Then the compiler uses certain rules to identify which operation should be performed first. So this is known as precedence or priority. Since multiplication has greater priority, first you will multiply the numbers. You will get 12 and then you will do the next operation. It is having lesser priority, that is plus or addition. So this is the case of precedence. Now, what if you have same precedence operations? Like plus and minus have same precedence. Similarly, multiplication and division, they also have same precedence. So in this case, what you will do? Does anyone know the answer? Okay, let me tell you. In this case, you have to use another rule. So first you will check for precedence. If the operators have same precedence, you have to check for the second rule, that is associativity. Now, see in this table, first column is the operation, second is the operator, and third is associativity. And this is precedence, means highest priority is for your postfix expression. Postfix means example is a plus plus. Prefix will be example plus plus a. Okay. Whenever operator comes after your values, for example, whenever you write a plus plus, this is a postfix operation. And whenever your operator comes before your operand, it is prefix operation. Now in A++, can you tell me which is the operand? It is A, right? The data or the variable is the operand. And whatever operation you're performing, that is the operator. A simple example, if I want to give, 4 plus 5. So 4 is called as operand, 5 is also operand, and plus is operator. Okay. So let me write here. 4 is operand. 5 is also operand. Okay, let me write it this way. And plus is, yeah, operator. So this 4 and 5 may be stored in some variable like A and B. So whenever I say A plus B, operand is A over here, okay, not 4. Here operand is A and B also, and operator is plus. Okay, have you understood what is operator and operand?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Yes, very good. So here plus and minus have same precedence. So in my table, this is binary operation. Okay, when you have your, suppose you have 12 plus 4, then between two operands you are applying the operator. So it is called as binary operation. Two operands of binary. Binary means 2. If you write minus 5, then minus is a operation which you are performing on a single value. It means that you want to print the negative value of 5. So this is known as unary, because 5 is a single operand, and on a single operand you're performing operation, so it is called as unary operation. Okay, so when I say in the table, if I'm writing plus plus, it means, and it is postfix, so it is um, postfix operation. For that I'm writing plus plus. Okay, if I write minus minus and it is postfix, then it is post decrement. Plus plus is post increment. If you have seen my video, you will have understood what is pre and post. Now unary and prefix. If I say plus 5, for that this plus I've written. If I say minus 5, for that this minus stands. If I say plus plus, then it is plus plus a. If I say minus minus, it is minus minus a. Similarly, here whatever plus plus, whatever plus or minus I've written, it stands for binary operation, like 12 plus 3, 4 plus 6, or 4 minus 6. So have you understood why multiple times plus and minus is appearing in this table? Yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll see it in a program so you'll understand associativity better. So 12 plus 2 into 3. So here, since there are many operators in the expression, you have to check for priority, which one should be executed first. So since in my table, when I see here multiplication, and after that you have addition. So first you'll perform multiplication 6, and then since no other operator is there, you'll perform 12 plus 6, 18. Suppose you have 12 plus 3 minus 7. So here same precedence. So first you have to check for precedence. Since it is same, you have to go for associativity. In plus and minus, associativity is left to right. Okay, you have to check for associativity only if precedence is same. Left to right means you have to read the expression left to right. When you read left to right, whatever comes first, you have to perform that first. What is coming first from when you read left to right? Plus. So 12 plus 3, that is 15. And then minus is only remaining, so 15 minus 7. Okay, have you understood associativity? If it is left to
Yes.
right, read from left to right. Whichever comes first, perform that. Okay, have you understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. If
Yes.
associativity was from right to left, then read from right to left. What will come first? 3 minus 7. So that you'll perform, that is minus 4, and then you'll add it to 12. Okay. So this is associativity and precedence. Now getting back to the program, 12 is true and not good evening. Now good evening or this printf is true. Not true means this thing is becoming false. Okay, and then you also have another printf that is only printf. So it is again true. Now, for your ease, let me write here 12 is representing true, that is 1. Then you have and, not printf is 0. Then you have this or operation, and only printf means true. So you have logical and you have logical or. So let us see in our table which is the order to evaluate. See, logical and is written here, and after that you should perform logical or. Okay, whichever is highest in the table should be performed first, and which is the last in the table is performed last. Okay, likewise, the higher operators, if they are mentioned above, they should be performed, then whatever is below them. So first and then or. So and is here, it is applied between 12 and not print. So this whole thing is 1 and 0, that is 0. Okay, this whole thing is 0, and then you'll perform 0 or 1. 0 or 1 is 1. So this whole thing is nothing but 1. Okay, example 6, let us check if it is 1 or not. Okay, so you're getting good evening, great learning, and 1. So let us see once more. This is evaluating to 1. Okay, then you have to execute which one? And operation. Why? Because it is coming above in the table. So 12, then you have to read from left to right. Okay, in the beginning, left to right always. It is becoming 1. 12 is true. Since it is true and I'm using and operation, I have to check for the next expression. This is becoming false. Okay, and since I'm checking this printf will definitely get executed, and not printf is false. Okay, so 1 and 0. This whole thing will become false. Then what will happen? You have or operation. Since your first expression is false, you have to check for second expression in or operation. It is true. Okay, so the whole value becomes 1. Okay, let's see one more time for the last time. 12 is 1. Then I have and operation. So I should check for the next expression also, if it is true or not. Here it is false. So this whole thing will become false. Then I'll check for my next operation. Since this is false, first one, this whole thing is false. And I have to check this one then. This is true. Since I'm checking this printf statement, this will get executed. You will see the output great learning. And then you will get 1. So 0 or 1 is 1. So you're getting first good evening, then you're seeing great learning, and then the final value of the expression. Have you understood this one?
Yes.
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 Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Then example 7. Till now we were using printf. Let us use scanf now. So in scanf statement, you can accept the input from the user. And you have to use ampersand when you're specifying the name of the variable. Okay. So here it is what? Not 10. Not true. That is false. So I should not check the next expression. Okay. If it is false and I'm using AND operation, the whole value is 0. That is false. So example 7, 0. Now the next one, that is I'm using true value 10 and the scanf is over here. Since this is true, I should also check for what? The next one in logical AND. Now here scanf is executed, so I have to accept the input from the user. So as you can see, my output screen has stopped over here. Okay, after this example 8, I have example 9, example 10, but they did not get executed because the program is waiting for the user to enter some input from the keyboard. So it is telling me the meaning of ampersand in scanf is address of. Okay, I've explained this in my videos, but okay, so ampersand when I say, and I give the name of a variable. Whenever I say ampersand variable, whatever the value the user will enter, that will get stored at the memory location which is allocated to that variable. See, variables are stored in memory, in your computer memory. If you are executing program on your computer, if on your phone, then in the memory of your phone. So if you are executing a program in which you have initialized a variable, so first what happens, that variable is assigned or allocated some memory in your computer. so that you can access that memory. Since it is allocated some memory in your computer, since it is allocated some memory in your computer, at that memory, whatever value you initialize it to, that will get stored. Suppose I say int a, then memory is allocated to a. Then when I say a is equal to 4, in that memory, the value 4 is getting stored. So whenever I say ampersand a, I can say address of a. Every memory location has certain address so that you can locate that memory. Okay. Memory locations, there are multiple memory locations, but you want to access a particular memory location. So how will access? Using the address of that memory location. If you want to find a person in this world, you need to know where that person is staying. You need to know his address. Similarly, if you want to find a particular memory location, you need to know the address of that memory location. That is, you can find out using ampersand variable name. So in scanf, what I'm doing, whatever value the user enters, that will get stored at the address of the variable. So you have to use ampersand here. I hope this is clear. So here I'm waiting for the input. Suppose it is telling me enter an integer, so I enter 2. Then you should give space to indicate that you're entering the second value. Then when you write float, what will happen? You should give a floating point value like 3.12. Then character. Suppose I give the character a. And then when I click enter, the next execution will happen. So here, whatever value was getting this thing, it is getting stored in A1, A2, A3. And since this whole thing is true, 10 is also true. So total value is true. So I'm getting 1 over here. Okay, in example 9, this is a simple thing, non-zero, non-zero. So logical AND you'll get true. Now example 10, this is 0.000001. Now, even if there are so many zeros, there is no approximation. Even after so many zeros, if there is something which is non-zero, then this whole thing is non-zero. So non-zero and 100 is also non-zero. So total value is non-zero. That is true. So that's why, for example 10 also, you're getting the value 1. Okay. Example 11 is what? 0 point all 0. So this is false. But here there is something which is non-zero. So this is true. This is false. So logical AND will give you false. Now example 12. Here you are giving within single quote, you must mention the character. Okay. In C language, you cannot give double quote for specifying any character value. For example, if I write within double quote, I give some character. This is not valid in C, C++, Java, but in Python, it is valid. Okay. If I give some collection of characters like this is called a string, and you can mention in double quotes. A collection of characters should be mentioned within double quotes. If I write in single quotes over here, it is not acceptable. Okay. So this is called as string when you give a collection of characters. But when you give a string, it should always be in double quote. Single quote is not allowed. So this is invalid. But since you're given double quote here, it is valid. Next, if I want to specify character, I must give within single quote only one character. Okay, if you give two characters like AB or AC or AA, then it is considered as string. And within single quote, if you give string, it is not valid. It will give you error. So single variable.
Sir, what is a string?
String is a collection of characters. When you give multiple characters like this, it is called a string. Here, what is it? Only one character. So it is called as only character. Okay, so string is a collection of characters, or you can say many characters. So if I give in single quote character, it is valid. Characters, anything which is not an integer or a float. If you write 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, it is called integer. If you write 4.14, 5.67, if you have decimal point, then it is float. If you give like this in single quote, it is character. Now, if in a single quote, I'm writing the number 1. Now, within single quote, if I'm writing 1, it is considered as
Character.
Character.
Yes, it is considered character. Now you should join in time, otherwise you will not understand what I'm teaching. So it is character and it is valid character. If I give 1 in double quotes, again it is not valid because single thing it is should be given in single quotes. If I give in double quote any single character, it is again invalid. Okay, so this you have understood. Now how we will compare in logical or logical AND? If I'm writing character and character, so it is compared based on their ASCII values. The character A is stored in memory based on its ASCII value. Do you know the ASCII value of capital A?
Yes, 65.
65.
Yes, very good.
65.
Yeah, yes, it is 65. Of capital A is 65. And what is it for small a, lowercase a? What is it? Do you know?
97.
Yes, very good. It is 97.
97.
Yeah. So for capital B, it will be one greater than this one. That is capital B will be 66, capital C 67, and so on up to capital Z. Small a is 97, small b 98, small c 99, and so on. Okay, so this is 65, and small b will be 98. Since 65 and 98 are non-zero values, they are true. So final output is true. And here first value is what? True. So you will not check for B. Only A is true. So you means ASCII value of A is true. So it is total value will be true. In example 12, you're getting 1. Similarly, example 3 is what? Logical AND. ASCII of A and ASCII of B, but not of that. Means not of non-zero value. Means how it is? Not of ASCII value of B is 98. Not of 98. 98 is true. So this will become 0. So if AND C is 0, it will give final output 0. Okay. So you're getting, for example, 13 also 0. Now this part, okay, this is the way you give comment. If you give / 2 times, it is for single line comment. If I give / once, asterisk, then I write something. Next line, whatever I write, it is included in comment. Again, if I write on the next line, it is included in comment. How will you close this? Asterisk
Asterisk
and
forward
/
slash.
Yes. So this is for multi-line comment. And what is the use of comments? Do you know? Can you tell in your own words?
If you want to explain a particular code to a viewer, like if you
Yes.
want to explain that code to us, so you will write it in a comment.
Yes.
So we can easily
Okay.
understand it.
Yeah, very good. So here what I'm doing, I'm printing the simple statement, example 14. And then what I'm doing, that value, I'm using one more printf statement, hello, and that I'm assigning to a variable q. So what will happen first, since priority of this is called assignment operator, priority of this is less. So, and the associativity, or you must say that you have to start your reading from right to left. So whatever is to the right of this equal to will all be calculated. Here you can have multiple expressions, all this will be calculated, and finally whatever you get, that will be stored in q. Okay, so here this is a true value, and that I'm storing in Q. But you cannot store the value of printf like this in Q. It will not give you output. Whatever output you'll get is hello. Okay, this will get executed, but its value will not get stored in Q. Since the value is not getting stored in Q, I cannot printf the value of Q. Let me execute this and show you. So it is waiting at example 8 so that I give some input. Now, see here, you're only getting hello at example 4. You're not getting the value of Q. Okay, have you understood all these examples?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and join only with your registered email. Okay, if anyone else is joining, though you may be registered in this course, I will not admit for security reasons. Okay, so even tell your classmates and friends, join only using the email account using which you're accessing that Excel sheet. Okay, so this is what logical operators. Now, next topic is bitwise operator. So in bitwise operator, all this what you saw is now logical operation. In bitwise operator, the same operations are performed, but at bit level. So before going to what is bit, byte and all that, let me write here. If you know the answer, you have to tell me when I ask, okay? So one bit can be either 0 or 1, okay? This is binary language, either 0 or 1, nothing else. You cannot have the numbers like 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 0 or 1. If I say 1 byte, do you know 1 byte is equal to how many bits?
8 bit.
8 bits.
Eight
Yes,
bits.
very good.
8
It is 8
bits.
bits. Yes. If I say 2 bytes, it is equal to how many bits?
16.
16 bits.
16.
Yes,
16.
16 bits. Yeah. 1 byte is 8. So 2 bytes is nothing but 8 into 2. That is 16 bits. And 16 bits is also known as what? Can you tell
One
me
word.
if you know?
One word.
One
Yes,
word.
very
One
good.
word.
Yeah, it is one word. Okay. Then if I say 2 words, it is equal to how many
32
bytes?
bits.
32 bits.
32 byte.
32 bytes.
Okay, 2 words is,
It's
see,
2 word.
I'm not able to understand because you're telling at the same time. And let me tell you, 2
32
words,
bits.
yeah, 32 bits. 32
4
bits, why?
bytes.
Because one word is 16. So 2 words is 16 plus 16, that is 32. And 8 bits is 1 byte. So 8 fours are 32. So 4 byte. Okay, this you can try it at home also if you're not understanding when I'm telling. Okay, this is simple mathematics. If I say 4 bits, do you know what is 4 bits?
0.5 byte.
0.5 bits.
Yeah, you can say it is zero point 0.5 byte, or
One
Nibble.
there
nibble.
is one
One
thing,
nibble.
it is called as, yeah,
One
very
nibble.
good. I was expecting this, one nibble. So if I say 2 nibbles, what is it in bytes?
1 byte.
1 byte.
One byte.
Yes, 2 nibbles is nothing but 4 bit plus 4 bit, that is 8 bit, is nothing but 8 bit, and 8 bit is nothing but 1 byte. Okay, if you want, you can take a screenshot of this, or if you know it, it is well and good, and you can practice this calculation at home also. So now let us go at bit level. So what is bit level means? At the bits, your logical operations can be performed. Suppose I write A is equal to 6. Now tell me, do you know number systems, binary, hexadecimal, octal? Do you know about it?
Yes.
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 Okay. You might have also studied it in your basic electronics engineering. So 6 I can represent in binary using my 8421 code, or you can use your division and multiplication. Okay. Here simple is 8421. So 6 is nothing but 4 plus 2. So under 4 and under 2 I have to write 1. Okay. And remaining places write 0. So when I say 0110, under 4 I have 1, under 2 I have 1. So 4 plus 2 you have to do, that is 6. So 0110 is the binary equivalent of the decimal number 6. If I say B is equal to 9, then I have,
1001.
yeah, very good. 8
1001.
plus 1, yes. So this. Now, okay, let me now go to the bitwise operations. Suppose I say B is equal to 9. So 6 is nothing but 0110, and this is 1001. So at bit level, I have to perform my AND operation. How will you represent bitwise AND? Only once you must write this. This what I've written. No, this when you use in English also you say AND. This is called as ampersand. If I write a single vertical line, it is called as pipe. Okay. So
Sorry, your voice is lagging.
No, it's clear.
okay. Okay. Let's proceed. So let me write some more things for you. If I write this is called as ampersand. It is used in Scanf also. If I write single time this, it is called as pipe. If I write this symbol, do you know what is this called? This is called tilde, tilde.
Okay,
If
we
I
use
write,
it.
yes,
We use that for not in a bitwise operation.
yes, correct. Yeah, I'm going to explain that also. If I use this, what is this called? Caret. Okay, so this ampersand is for bitwise and if I say pipe, it is used for bitwise or. If I say tilde, it is bitwise not. If I say caret, it is bitwise XOR. Now bitwise and, okay, this is all bitwise, you know that. And for logical, if I want to write, okay, if I'm writing for logical you must write twice and. For logical you must write twice pipe. For logical operation you must write, this is not, you must use this symbol, okay, exclamation mark in logical. Let me write here logical. This is bitwise. Okay, so logical is double. Here it's single. Here you have to use exclamation. Here you have to use this tilde. For XOR operation, there is nothing in logical, okay, and there's only in bitwise. Okay, you can take a screenshot of this also if you want, or if you know it, it is good. Now let us see. So at the bit level, so 0 and 1 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0, and 0 and 1 is again 0. Okay, so whenever I say A bitwise and B, it is equal to 0. So let us execute this. Here if I say Z is equal to A, let me directly write the value. You can directly write the value of this. Let us take the same example, 6 bitwise and 9. So the output should be 0. Let us run it. See, Z is equal to 0. So what will happen internally in the compiler? 6 will be converted to binary, 9 will be converted to binary. At bit level, the operation will be performed. You are getting here 0, 0, 0, 0. This is the binary value of 0, which is converted to decimal, which is 0, and that will get displayed here. So have you understood bitwise AND operation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So similarly, bitwise OR you can perform. What change you'll have to do? Simply in place of AND, you have to do OR. So 0 or 1 is 1, 1 or 0 is 1, 1 or 0 is 1, 0 or 1 is 1. So here what you'll get 1, 1, 1, 1. What is the decimal value of 1, 1, 1, 1? Can you tell me?
15.
15.
15.
Yeah, 15. Yes, 15. So when I run this program, let me change the operator bitwise OR. So you're getting 15. Similarly, what you'll do at home, you have to perform in for your practice bitwise XOR. That is caret you have to apply. You know the XOR logic. If you don't know, you can Google it also, because everything if I teach you it, I cannot cover the content then. And you can try for your NOT operation. So in my video, which you have seen yesterday, if you have seen, I'd explained the shifting operation also, left shift and right shift. Have you understood that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So now since there is less time, we will stop here and I'll answer some of your doubts now. So someone asked me about the void main. So let me tell you now. See, in C language, you can use these libraries stdio.h and all. If you write in C++, whatever libraries are there in C, they are supported by C++ also. So if you use the library stdio.h in your C++, then it will compile. Okay, but what is the difference? When you use void main, and if you save your file as a C file, okay, many of you, what you are doing, you're writing a program, but you're saving it as a CPP file. CPP file means extension of the file is CPP. That is for a C++ program file. That is not wrong, okay, because you're writing your code in C. It will definitely compile using the C++ compiler. But since we are studying C, you have to save it as a C file. So the extension will be .c. And here, if you use void main, you should not return any value. So it will execute. If I write here int main and I give here return 0 and I'm saving it as a C file, it will work. If I give here void and if I don't give return, then it will work and I'm saving as a C file. But what happens, what is the difference? Let me open a new file. I'm writing here hash include stdio.h, and remember it is not studio.h like yesterday you were getting the errors. Then void main, then I'm writing suppose printf hello world. Okay, this is your hello world program. Then I'm not giving return because it is void. And how you'll save this program? You can click Ctrl plus S and then name your program as hello or whatever. And then here, save it as a C file. Okay, there are different options, header file, resource file. Save it as a C source file. Click on save. And now when you run it, it will not give error in void. Now let me copy the same thing. I'm opening a new file, clicking Ctrl N. I'm pasting it. Now when I go to save this, okay, what is I have written void main, and now I click on save. Now I am saving it as suppose demo program, but I forget to change it to this. Okay, here it is CPP. I save it. Now when I run my program, see it is giving error, but the program which was saved as C and I'm using void. Okay, it is running. So have you understood the difference? Whenever you use void main, use it with C file and don't use with C++. Okay, have you understood?
Yes.
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 Okay. Any other doubt for today's session? Okay, before that, just start putting your attendance in the chat box. So for this, what you have to do, you have to write your name, roll number, as well as division, FE division. For example, suppose your roll number is 1740, then you can say whatever your name is, A, B, C, suppose, and then your division, you can write FEG, okay? This way you can put your attendance in the chat box. Everyone has to put. If you don't put, you'll be marked absent even if you are present in the meeting. Why? Because this shows how alert you are in the session. Is there any doubt? You can ask me now. We will solve the assignment 3A and the remaining things in our next live session. I will tell you when that will be because we could not complete everything today. Any doubts? Remaining doubts?
No.
No, sir.
I have a doubt.
Yes.
Actually, I have a doubt in the video which I saw on the stack
Okay.
explanation of it.
Yes.
So that actually there is a code which I have to show to you so that I can ask my doubt.
Okay.
It
You
it
can
was
put your this thing in the Google form, okay? The doubts Google form that you fill it with the screenshot. I will respond to you via email. Is it okay?
okay.
Yeah. Any other doubt related to today's session, or if you want to know anything, or any other doubt?
I have a one more doubt in
Yes.
stack only. So
Okay.
you said that stack stores the functions and the variables. The memory is
Yes.
stored on that in that segment of memory. So what about the output window? Like output window also has some like if you use area Python, the area code, like if you want to put the radius r in that output window and it would calculate the area. So that also
Yes.
has to store some value in that memory, no? So where it would be stored in the memory?
Means you're telling the program will say enter the radius, then the user will enter the radius. So where that radius will be stored, you're
Yes,
asking? Okay. So this
yes,
radius,
yes.
let me show you a program for this so that you understand. So suppose here you in C language you can say. So if others don't have doubt and you put your attendance, then you can leave today's session. Okay. Thank you for attending the session. Those who have doubt can stay back. Okay, so that your time is not wasted. So here if I write enter the radius, then I can use my scanf. Then you can, since radius suppose it is integer here, you can use float also. I'll use %d or %i. Then you can use ampersand r suppose. So before using this variable, you have to declare it. So int r, then you're initializing r through scanf. You're initializing r through scanf. So whenever this happens, r will get the value whatever the user has entered, and then suppose you want to print the value of r, you'll use %d, and you can say r is equal to this %d, and then variable is r, so rar. So what will happen here? The variable r, you have to declare it first, only then you can initialize using scanf. So it doesn't matter what value you're entering, you have declared it, so memory will be allocated. Where, in which function? In the main function. Okay, if you have another function over here like func, and you're calling it in your main, if you have an idea about functions, and here you're defining your func function. Okay, we'll get to this when you study the topic functions also. So here there are two functions: main, which is compulsory in every program, and func function, which is user defined. Okay, so here what will happen, the function func also has some memory allocated, main also has memory, but where is the value r stored? In main. So wherever the memory is allocated for r, there the value will be stored, and you can access the value of r only from main function. Have you understood, or should I say something more?
Actually, I have a doubt, which is not that. Like, there are two ends in the program. There is one end where you are writing the code, and the other end is the output window which we get.
Yes.
Okay, so in that output window, there are few, there may be numbers or statements or some output. So in that output window, that also has some values. So where that values would be stored in
Yeah,
the
so
memory.
suppose at the output you are printing the statement enter the radius. So where will be the memory allocated for this printf, you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah, because whatever you write in your program, only that you will get at the output. Suppose I say enter the radius, then at the output I'll get the statement enter the radius. If I say enter the diameter, I'll get enter the diameter. Then scanf, whatever the output, that is the variables. Okay, you're initializing using scanf. So variables will be allocated memory. But this printf statement is a function call. Okay, printf is a function call, and you're calling it where? In your main function. So this memory for printf is again a function call. So printf is defined in the library, C library. Okay, so wherever the in the memory there is some space for the C libraries. Suppose printf is used for input, that is output, for displaying output. So it is in the library stdio.h, that is standard input output. So if you use scanf, it is defined in this library stdio. Printf, if you use, it is in stdio. So stdio library also has some memory allocated to it. This function is defined in stdio. So in stdio, the memory for printf will get allocated. Okay, and stdio, it will be stored in your computer, right? This library is stored in your computer. So whenever you call the function, the control will jump to printf, and the memory will be allocated to whatever you use in printf. Okay, so it is allocated in the definition part of printf. Have you understood?
Okay, okay, I understood.
Yeah, so this is a function call. So wherever it is defined and whatever you use in that definition, all that will get allocated memory in that place wherever it is defined. Any other doubt?
Uh, that you use that percent s for what purpose it is?
%s is for string value. Okay, so string is not a direct, you cannot use it directly. You have to use arrays to implement your string data type in C, C++. In C++, you can implement other than arrays also. So when you're writing an array of characters, means a collection or more than one character, then it is called a string. And that time you have to use %s. So for example, in this printf, what I've written, enter the radius. So this is a string value. Okay, so if you want to display strings, that time you have to use %s. Okay, so directly we don't use %s actually in your C language, but it exists. Okay, because in Python you can use %s directly for string. In C you cannot use, but %s stands for string. Any other doubt?
Hello, Bhaiya.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bhaiya, when I'm coding the program for int variable, means like a value of a is equal to 5 and all, then it's always showing garbage value. Means I rechecked it 4 to 5 times. I asked you also. Then also it's holding garbage value.
So suppose
Means
I
should I
write here,
reinstall it?
Okay, let's check first. So what you're writing int a equal to what you're saying?
5, any value means it's
Okay,
considered
any
5.
value. Yeah, and after that you're trying to print the value of a.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes what happens, maybe it is not installed properly, or what you do, you copy the same code in another file. You means control new another file and paste it and execute here also in a new program. Okay, so each program also has certain memory. Okay, if you write in this program hello world, all the memory of this main function is different, and the memory of this main function in some other program is different. Okay, all the main functions do not have any shared memory. This main function has certain different memory, and this main function has certain different memory. So it depends on if there is any memory leaking in your system or anything. So try in another program, or you can reinstall or use your online compiler. That is the best option for such cases. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Yeah, welcome. Any other doubt?
Using void, we
Can you
can
show
use
sorry.
any other function like
Okay.
char and float.
Can you what?
Means using void is it we can do any function like means for char you have to first state that we are using a character over here, and for
Yeah.
integer we have to first, so using void we have to not use all that function also.
See, in void only you can have void as your return type, and you can have void in pointers. Okay, pointers is not in Python, Java, it is in C, C++. There you can use void, and for functions. If I'm writing void a equal to 5, okay, void means nothing, valueless. So let us see what value we get if I try to access. Now, which format specifier you'll use? That is a question mark, because void means nothing. So since I'm storing 5, let us use %d, and I'm printing the value of a. So when I run this program, first I'll have to save it, and don't forget to save as a C file. Otherwise, your program will execute, but it is wrong. See, it's giving error. Void is not a data type for integer, or means it is a data type, but you cannot use it for your values. If I say void a, I'm not initializing, I'm only declaring. Now, if I run my program, still it will give you error. So usually for variables, you have to not use the type void. Any other doubt?
Can you go back to the last example which you taught us today?
This one.
The last example. In this example, the last line you have used percentage s.
Yes, yes. So here, what is happening? You can use %d for integer value. So let me run this once again. It is waiting for me to enter some value. See here, what you're getting, q is equal to 7. So you're getting any garbage value here, okay, when I'm using %d. But suppose you want to assume that hello is a string, so the value of q should be a string. So that time, if you want, you can use %s, but you will not get output. If you're using %d, whatever memory is allocated to the variable q, in that there is some already existing value called as garbage value that you will get as 7. Next time, if I run my program in some other location, memory is allocated, then some other value I'll get. I may not get 7. Okay, so that time you can use %s or
Okay.
whatever you want.
मतलब
Okay.
जब भी आप वो कोड बार बार रन करेंगे तो हर बार अलग अलग गार्बेज वाले देगा.
Yes. So in this program, if I run it again and again, the memory allocated to queue is same. So the same location will be accessed again and again. So the same garbage value you may get. But if I open a new program and I write again some code, some other garbage value, or if I close my dev C++, I switch off my laptop or computer. After some time, I switch on, open the program. Again, I may get some other value or same value. So it depends. You cannot say that always I'll get this value or that value. Any other doubt?
So the homework which was has to be submitted yesterday only. So I
Yes.
what in that homework, matlab in the first question, uh, I wrote the code in that in that software, and then I run it, and then I answered it like the output which I got from it. So
Okay, so actually you have to first hand run it, means by yourself on paper you have to solve. so that you can understand how to apply priority and associativity. And then you have to cross check with your execution part. So if you're getting the same answer, then whatever you solved by hand, that is correct. Otherwise, you have to check your handwritten solution. So I'm extending the deadline for your assignments also for 3A and 3B, so that after all our live sessions are conducted, you'll have better confidence to solve them. And then you can submit if you want. If you want, you can submit now also, because I've explained precedence and associativity, or later on till the deadline, you can submit. Any other doubt?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So should we end this meeting if you don't have any doubt?
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
we'll end
thank you.
this meeting. Yeah,
Sir,
welcome. Yes.
so is it possible to keep open the Excel link after finishing this session too? Like the course after completing the course. Is it possible?
Uh,
You said it's not possible, so can you?
okay, I can keep it. I'll let you know. Okay, there's long time for the course to get over. I'll
Okay.
decide and tell you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So I'm ending this meeting.